Sveicināti Mērķa podkāstā. Šodien mūsu viesi ir
Evelīna
and Mariam. Jā. Mūsu galvenā šodienas tēma, šis viss notiks angļu valodā. Un es domāju, ka mēs samontēsim līdzi subtitri apakšā, bet kopumā mūsu galvenā lieta, mēs šodien vienkārši parunāsim par dzīvi. Varbūt būs kāds stāsts, kas jums iedvesmos, vai arī, piemēram, jūs ar to struglojat un jūs vēlaties iedvesmoties, tad varbūt šis jums noderēs. Basically, hi, I'm Justina. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Siguldas. This is the first year I'm in Mērķis, where I'm going daily. And the main thing what happened last year, I think, was I fixed myself and I had a beautiful healing session here. Basically, all year I healed. I had a session. I had also things that happened, but that made me stronger, and I'm really proud of that. And in this year, what started 2 weeks ago, basically, I am becoming a youth counseling vice president, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm really happy about that. So, Evelina, introduce.
So my name is Evelina. I'm almost 14 years old. This is my first year in Mērķis. I started to go there from October, if I can remember. Yeah. And yes, I know that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi everyone. My name is Mariam Mohammed. I'm 27 years old. I just turned 27 a couple of days ago. I am international volunteer. I'm from Luxor, Egypt, and this is my first year in Mērķis. I came to volunteer here in October 22nd, and I'm gonna be staying here for a whole year, leaving in August 30.
Let's go.
Yeah. So it's my first year here. My hobbies, I have a lot. I am a physiotherapist, licensed physiotherapist in Egypt, and one of my main hobbies is to do international volunteering and to be a representative and ambassador for my country in different countries. So yeah, way to go.
By the way, if you're sometimes feeling really having problems with your health, maybe with your back or something like that, you know where you can go. So Mariam, this was like a kind of you can come
I
to
have
Mērķis.
scoliosis.
Scoliosis. Oh shit. So yeah. Basically, how do you like in Latvia, Mariam?
Okay, so if I'm gonna be quick, I've been here for 2.5 months now. I arrived in October, which was the beauty of Siguldas in autumn. And here's this funny thing: when I arrived, they kept telling me. When I arrived, I was like, "It's so cold, people in here. How you live here?" And they was like, "It's just autumn. What will you do in winter?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What I'm gonna do in winter?" They said, "Mariam, you just need to be prepared to survive winter." And I was just thinking that they are kidding, but they are not kidding because right now it's so cold.
By the way, this is the first year in 10 years that it's really cold in our place, basically, because last year we almost didn't have snow at all, and also it was really warm. So this,
Ouch!
but basically, you're really lucky.
Oh, really lucky. If you're telling this to a girl who's from Luxor, basically one of the hottest cities all over the world. My summer is like 50 Celsius degree, and my coldest winter is 20 Celsius degrees. So this is like fridge to me, freezer.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's really beautiful here, and it's really snowy, and you can enjoy snow.
Well, yeah. Actually, I did my first time to build a snowman, do snow angel, do snow sliding, getting bruises because of crazy youngsters tell me to do crazy things like
That was me.
Yeah, slide out of a cliff and tell me, trust me, and let's go. Ended up with bruises, but it was so good. So
Yeah. Hi, Una. We are sending you. We love you, Una.
Yeah.
It was my and Una's idea.
Yeah, maybe one day we will get Una in this podcast. Yeah.
I hope. Una, if you hear this, you have to come here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can ask.
We can basically say this podcast, we don't have a particular
idea.
It's basically about a podcast where youngsters can come and ask so many questions about challenges, crazy things I've done through my international volunteer. I can ask you about things you struggle with. normally
but
in
actually,
Latvia.
we can talk about that now.
Yeah,
I-
yeah. Let me ask you one question.
Sure.
Since you said it's your first time here in Mērķis, and from what I heard, I'm the third volunteer here in Mērķis because
Oh, yeah?
there is actually two or three more three volunteers came last year and
Yeah.
the year before from Spain and Morocco. So it's your very first time to see someone from outside Latvia.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that there's international volunteer here before I come?
No.
No.
No, so
Not
it
at
was
all.
your very first time.
Yes.
How did you find that? Like, what's your first impression when you saw me, and how is it going so far?
Okay, basically, I can start, or you want to start?
You can speak in
start.
Latvian too.
Yeah,
It's okay.
basically, it was. I started to come to youth constellation, like, and I saw in Mērķis Instagram that we are having a volunteer from Egypt. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I heard from Paul and Norbert, there's a really cool Egyptian girl. So I went and I saw, and the first, I remember how I first time talked with you. We talked, and now I asked you what's your music taste, and you told that you loved One Direction. I was
Yeah.
like, that's my girl, basically from day one. But I remember how you told you had earrings and necklace from your parents, I guess, and from that time I have a feeling that I have a really good person, and I'm really happy I meted you, and I feel good with you also. I feel
Okay.
like a small connection.
That's nice. Not to
Yeah.
mention that she's my neighbor already, so we meet pretty much every day.
Yeah, she has no choice. I will
Yeah.
I will annoy her.
Well, let's not call it annoying. We have a cozy friends meeting when we need to talk, so it's kind of nice.
Yeah, we can talk with each other. So if you'll need someone who will, you want to talk something, you can come to Mariam, and she will.
Guys,
Yeah.
Mariam is the best therapist who you can uh,
Have.
who you can have, and if you don't feel good, then you can talk with her, and she will help you. How can she?
Aw, that's
yeah.
sweet.
She's not only a physiotherapist, but she's a therapist too.
Yeah, I'm a psychotherapist sometimes.
Yeah, but
You are a therapist in private life too.
yeah, I can't agree with that.
This means a lot.
And by the way, she's a shipper. She likes to ship persons. She really liked to make
I'm a
couples.
matchmaker.
And I wanted to ask, how was it? Did
Well-
your matches are someone getting
Oh my
forward?
god. It depends. Well, it's the thing that sometimes you meet people from, as you said, I traveled a lot around the world, and sometimes you just see that people can match, and all you do is just to say, hey, I have this friend that I think you two can be good friends, and just leave them talk. If it worked, okay. If it didn't, then it
And
just,
some of your matches are together?
let's see. We'll wait and see. We don't know yet.
Fuck.
Okay, well, it's not about the matches only. It's just having friends from all over the world. Like, for example, you said it's your first time to meet someone from Egypt, and because of the
Actually, no.
really interesting. Like
Yeah.
in the Egyptian Cultural Day, we had 10 international volunteers coming here from Morocco,
That was
Italy,
crazy.
France, Belgium, Egypt, Morocco. So it's like people from all over the world. It's really interesting to make you see that it's not only about Latvia or even Europe. There's this bigger picture of the world around it. So it's one of my job. What I do is just to
Yeah.
make you see that.
I can tell from I met Mariam.
Mm-hmm.
I meted my first two other volunteers were Nijar and Milan from France and Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
And from that, I meted them, and because I went to at your place, and the next day I will spend all day with them. And I understand that I really want to meet friends from all the world, or I want to make friends from all the world, because it's really interesting how people in all the world can be friends, and it's really beautiful experience. Like, they are funny, they are annoying, they are just amazing, and especially in Egypt Culture Day, it was so crazy because it was insane.
Let's just whatever happens that day, leave it at that day. We didn't do anything that crazy. Just it was a day where we opened up and spoke about how cultures can be different. Like, for example, something in Egypt can be normal, but in other country it can be extremely restricted, and something in Europe can be normal. And for me, it's like, what are you doing, people? Like, for example, here in Latvia, you can open talk about alcohol and sex and other things. In Egypt, you cannot do that. It's not allowed. It's disrespectful to the law, so you cannot do that.
I think Egypt streets are cleaner than
No.
Latvian.
No. Okay, it differs. Like, for example, my home city is really clean. What do you mean by clean? Like, you mean alcohol and drug people and stuff, or what do you mean?
Something like that.
And
There is no pollution.
Well, we have pollution, to be honest, but here's the thing. It depends on the cities. Like, for example, if you go to touristic cities, it's rare to find these things because it's a place where tourists come all over the time. So it has to be clean and it has to be a good representative of Egypt.
Yeah.
But to be honest, there are some places in Egypt that needs to be cleaned more, and they are working. We are working on ourselves, but we have 119 million people in Egypt living, so it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Compared to Latvia, compared to Latvia, which is 1.8 million, it's a number of people who live in one small city in Egypt. It's crazy. Yeah, my city is the smallest city, and my city has 1.8 million people living in it, similar to population of all Latvia. So it's kind of different. But here is the thing. When it comes to alcohol and drugs, you cannot see people drunk in the streets. You rarely see that because they're not allowed to do that in public. They will get in trouble. Not to mention that Muslims cannot do that too. So that's the thing. Well, here's the thing. For me, okay, there's this funny story. When I arrived to Latvia for first 2 months, my mom would video call me sometimes, while I'm walking to work or walking back from work to home or just traveling around Latvia. And I FaceTime her and she's like, Mariam, show me. And sometimes I just show her the city and she was like, Mariam, there are no people on the streets. And I was like, yeah, Mom. And she said, aren't you afraid to walk alone in streets that are nobody? And I tell her the normal Latvian saying that people say to me, when there's no people, you're safe.
Yeah.
So I tell her that and she's like, you're kidding me. Don't go outside if there's no people in the streets. And I was like, then I'm not going to go outside the house at all because you barely see people in the street. In Egypt, if you walk in the street and you don't see anybody, this means you see like 20, 25 persons in the street. That's the normal thing. And for my mom, she freaks out every time I walk on a street where there's no people. And I remember one day, I was coming back from a camp. This is a story that I wish my mom don't hear it because she heard it one time and she almost got a heart attack. Yeah, I was coming from a camp. Okay, one of the worst thing I'm terrible at, like terrible, is train. If I get in a Latvian train, I will get lost.
Oh, that story.
Yeah, I always get lost. I got lost twice. Yeah, and it's no joke. One time we had a camp in Jurmala, International Volunteers on Arrival Camp, where I met Nijar and other people. And on that camp, we were not sleeping very well because we stay a lot, we make friends, and we sleep late, we wake up early, and so on. It was a 5-day camp, so imagine you don't sleep for 5 days. And the last day, they say we can go home. So I was coming back at 10, we finished, took the train from Riga at 9 p.m., and I went in the train, and I was supposed to arrive here at 10 something. So here's this funny thing. In the train, they speak Latvian, and I know some little words of Latvian, so I heard Sigulda, which means I understood that he's saying this stop is Sigulda. So I went out of the train, and while I was looking, the train closed and leave, and I was like, oh shoot, this is not Sigulda. I found myself in Epizode, a place where there's no train station. It's only forest, one small lamp on a sign said Epizode, and that's it. No people, no train station, no anything, just you and the forest at 10:30 p.m. So imagine me, and I have only one phone that's about to die soon, and my money, my wallet on the phone, my Google Maps on the phone, everything on the phone. So I was like, okay, Mariam, this is a new challenge. I cannot call my family or they will freak out and tell me to get in the first plane to come back to Egypt. So I have to do something.
Every time you go
around
train,
yeah,
you copy, right?
Right.
You write
Google Maps?
near my home.
Oh.
You know, this bridge, the big bridge.
Yeah, when you going down.
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you this. That's the information I knew later. Here's the thing. I was like, okay, what should I do? What should I do? And my mind has a stereotype like, okay, me and the forest, maybe a wild animal will come and attack me. Oh my God, is this forest has a wild animal? Because I don't know, I'm not from Latvia. And I start to search, does this nearby forest has a wild animal? And ChatGPT
You
doesn't
know,
know.
Agripe is very close to Sigulda. It's like,
Yes,
I think 7 minutes
Yeah.
from
yes,
Sigulda
but the
to
problem is to go from Iglupe to Sigulda, you have to walk around the forest in not a straight
Yeah.
line, in a very crazy. And it was like 10:30 p.m. It's so dark, and it was snowing crazily. And I was like, okay. So all I did is to call my best friend from Egypt. I said, hey, how are you? I'm good. Start to laugh, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you something funny. And she was like, what did you do? Because she know how crazy I am. And I was like, okay, I will let you know, but don't like react. Just be like quiet and chill. She said, Mariam, just tell me, what did you do? And I was like, okay, I got lost. And she said, what do you mean by you got lost? I said, I got lost. She said, what do you mean by you got lost? And I was like, okay, you need to chill. I took a train, and she said, yes. I said, and I went out of the train too early, so I'm not in the I'm not in the city where I'm supposed to do. And she said, show me around. I said, this is the second problem. Don't freak out. I'm gonna turn the camera, and you're gonna see the forest. I'm literally in the middle of the forest. And just, it's okay. There's no people, so if there is no people, there is no harm, the Latvian thing. I was laughing, but I was so frightened and my knees was shaking. So I turned the camera around and showed her. And she started to scream, and she was like, go home, get your clothes and come back. And I was like, you stupid, if I can go home, I can go home. And then I, after 30 minutes, I heard a voice in the forest. Start to call help, like in movies. And then I see this light coming toward me. A lady, actually her name is Evelina. She came to me, and thank God she speaks English. So she was like, what are you doing here at that time? And I was like, this happened and this happened. And she could see I was freaking out. She said, don't worry. I said, yeah, I know. If there's no people, I'm safe. And she said, yeah, actually, this is like, we have this village that's, you walk in the forest and stuff. And I told her I need to go back to Sigulda. I'm tired and I want to sleep. She said, maybe there will be a train coming soon at 11 something. Mm-hmm. And she said, when you get in the train, first stop, you go out. First stop after this is Sigulda. Don't stay in the train or you will gonna be ended up in Cesis. And here's this thing. First time I got lost was in Cesis. So I don't want to end up in Cesis. So I told her, yeah, okay. So when the train came, I got in the train. The moment I got in the train, my mom video chatted me. And I hang up the call. She called again. I hang up the call, and then she called again. And then I replied. I said, what? She said, where are you? I said, and she said, where are you? And I was like, okay, I'm on the train going back home. And she said, you're supposed to be home like 1 hour ago. I said, well, I lost my way. And she said, again, Mariam, you lost your way. And I was like, okay, Mom, I'm almost there. And here's this funny thing. She was mad at me because she said, you're gonna walk from train station to home alone at 11:30 p.m. And when she said that, I started to laugh hysterically, tell her, oh, if you saw the forest I was lost at, you wouldn't say that. And she said, what? You got lost in the forest? And I was like, oops. Oh yeah, I got lost in the forest. So it was one of the craziest things that happened in Latvia. Since then, I use Google Maps every time. Every time. I don't want to get lost anymore. It's bad.
That's
really
good
bad.
choice.
And at what time you went home?
I reached home 12 a.m.
But at least you were home.
Yeah. When I went in the house, my mom was about to speak. I said, okay, I'm tired. Let's talk about this tomorrow. I want to go to bed. So I went to bed.
This is funny and sad at the same time.
Oh, I can tell you one sad thing, because when I was lost, I tried to connect Bolt to get me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Bolt, because I was speaking English, he told me he can come and take me back to Sigulda if I paid him 60 euro.
16?
60. 60, not 16.
What?
60. Yeah, because I speak English. And I was like, why it. And he said, it will take a while till I arrive. I said, no, the train is coming soon. I will wait for the train. So yeah,
Woman.
16 euro? What?
60 euro.
60. 60.
60, not 16.
Yeah.
60, that's a lot.
Seis
This
desmit
woman-
eiro.
It's, yeah.
It's not by her mind because you lost in the first.
Exactly.
You are not from Latvia
Yeah.
and you don't know at what time a train will
Arrive.
Yeah, but actually,
Yes.
the girl who I met by coincidence, that's her name, Evelina. I hope one day she hears this podcast. She was so nice. She told me if the train doesn't come, she gave me her phone number. She told me if the train doesn't come, call me. I will come and you sleep in my house. Don't be in the forest at late at night. She was so nice to me.
Okay,
So
that's good.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I was. If I didn't meet her, I'll be freaking out. Freaking out, to be honest.
That was interesting story.
Oh, for a next step for the volunteer who come next year, please use your Google Maps. Please don't get lost in Latvia. It's not fun.
Time advice from Mariam.
You home or you?
No,
go by
she
train?
waited with me till the train came. And when I arrived to Siguldas, she called me on the phone to make sure I went home safely. She was
That's
so
good.
nice. So yeah, I still have her phone number. I told her if you come to Sigulda, I will cook for you as a thank you. You know, she was so nice.
And she come to Sigulda.
Let's hope she will come. I'm waiting for her to call and say she's coming.
Okay, got it. So, what else you want to talk about?
What do you want to be when you grow up? Like when you finish school?
I
Ooh,
know.
I have a lot choices.
Oh yeah, like
So, nail touch,
Like
The
a
big-
nail.
nail.
pierce.
Yes,
Yes, the piercer.
Ooh,
but by the way, you can combine together that things.
she's like a hair salon.
Cosmetolog, like who is
who will clean your face?
Face.
Ooh.
Put a fake.
It's like open a salon
lashes.
for everything.
yeah, but it's really cool. You can make one big business, and then you can
Actually, this is you.
yeah
You like doing
because-
eyelashes, nails, and
Because
stuff.
I wanna do something I like to do. Because I don't wanna work if I don't like it. Because
yeah.
it was boring.
It yeah.
it will
will
be
be
boring.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you will choose the job what you love, that it will be amazing. And by the way, you can have big money from that.
I see potential.
Yeah, me too.
Keep going.
Yeah, and mine dream profession since I was 11 or 10 is physiotherapist. Yeah, it's the one thing what I liked about Mariam. She's a physiotherapist because I remember how I wanted because I was in a camp and one girl was hurting. She's back, and I wanted to help her, and I helped her, and I was
Ooh.
like, actually, I can do that because I love sport. My main sport what I love is basketball because all my family is working with basketball, and I really want to travel,
Yeah.
and I want to be like I have idea to make my own practice like where I can help people because I have amazing physiotherapist now what I'm going, and she's helping me mentally also.
Ligita.
Yeah.
She's amazing. Oh, and I love
she
her.
is my favorite physiotherapist, but she don't know how to work the scoliosis.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Well, I can help you. I can treat you in a pool because I'm a doctor who treats my patients inside a pool.
Ooh, that's cool. And
Yeah.
the second thing why I want to be a physiotherapist because it's really big profession.
Yeah.
I can work anywhere where I want.
And it has a lot of different fields inside. So physiotherapy on the top, but it has specialities in it a
Yeah.
lot.
My when I was 3 years ago, I have in Latvia we have like one day when we can see what the profession I want to do. And I told
Yeah, you told me about it.
the end. And I was in rehabilitation place where is a really big issue with problems like from trucks and like some big problems, and in that I fell in love with really that job.
One country you really want to go and visit.
Italy.
Ooh.
France.
Oh, okay.
Because fun fact, and I don't know why I want to see how they live in the countryside. I don't know why. I want to see everywhere I don't want to see the big city, but I want to see where the countryside, because I really love nature and something like that. And also, my mom told that French guys are really good.
Okay.
And maybe
okay.
I will meet some cute French guy.
Oh, okay.
I am the girl who prefer more nature, because city there is a lot of people and there.
I can agree with that. Like, there's people a lot.
You will
of-
love Italy, by the way.
I wanna go hiking in mountains.
Me too.
Ooh.
Me too.
I prefer mountains over sea.
Okay, here's the thing. If you love
No,
mountains,
see.
if you made it to Egypt one day, you have to go hiking in Sinai. There is this mountain. It's called Saint Catherine. It's the best, and the view on the top, it's just mind blowing. You have to go to hike at night so you can see the sunrise on the top of the mountain, and the temperature on the top of the mountain is minus. So yeah, you will love it.
Yeah, I'm the sea person. I really love sea because when
I'm a sea person too.
because I grow up by sea, because I have a countryside home by sea, and from small, basically when I born in summer, and from that day, I every summer I went to beach, and that's my heaven. Like that's the place where I can be calm, I can cry, That's my therapy session. Like I can
Okay.
have amazing feelings. The biggest blessing is the sea and the sunsets.
Okay,
No,
I have.
I love sea too, but
You love mountain more.
Yeah.
yeah, because no, I don't know. In sea, there is more people than in
Yeah.
mountains, and I like to be.
Yeah.
Alone?
Alone.
Yes.
But by the way, in my sea, I have a good place where there's no one, basically, almost never.
Well, let's say you have different preferences. Everyone is
Yeah.
right. I have one more question.
Yeah.
Tell me, what's this one or two thing you struggle with normally in Latvia? Whether it's a weather, studies, families, friends. Oh,
Okay.
she struggled with a lot.
I also struggle with a lot, but
Okay, tell me.
I can tell. I have a story like last year that was my healing. Like I learned new things and something like that, and now I'm back. Like this year, I started to struggle with my mindset. Like I thought, oh my god, I'm annoying person because
You're not.
I felt like if I saw something and and I start overthinking, and I was like, oh maybe she or he not like what I told, or maybe I told something stupid, and that's kind of stuff.
This
And
is overthinking.
yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
overthinking. I can agree with that because I don't know why. Because I overthink, and after 2 or 3 months, that's really happened, and I don't know why. I think no one likes me, and that's really awful.
Okay, I will say one thing to this. No matter what you're going, you have your own personality of your good thing and bad thing. We're all human. We have good things and bad
Yeah.
things. But here's the thing: you have to love who you are and be satisfied.
Yeah, I
More important than just loving yourself is to be satisfied by who I am, what I'm doing, and so on. And here's this thing: if you really truly love yourself, people will love you for being you. No matter you're annoying, you're disturbing. For me, I'm a crazy person, but my friends love me. Love this crazy person because
Yeah.
I love being crazy. I love being risky, ambitious. You know.
Yeah.
So there's
I
the thing.
feel comfortable with people who I can trust because I don't know.
Because we have experience like of the last year is a fun fact was the first year I've started to love me. It was first year in all my life I started to love myself, and now I have small cries. That's the reason why I think about that. But I love myself. But now I have a small cries because I want to cry, and that I don't know what I can talk with that the problem. So I'm feeling
Okay. What about you? Your struggle.
boys?
She has a list. You know. I feel like she has a list.
Boys, no.
Oh, okay.
That's another topic.
We skip this one.
No, I have a good
I don't want to crush my life over boys.
That's true.
That's true. Because
That's
I
so
did that.
true. Here's the thing: life partner. It's all about finding a life partner. When you are 27, you will know that. It's just the right timing and the right person. Don't run to search for a boy if it's not the right time, or if he is not the right person. You're ruining your time. Just live your life. and have a belief that when it's time to find your right match, he will come no matter what, Just enjoy your life and do something for yourself that you enjoy doing it.
How my mom told, enjoy every minute you live, and actually, especially with boys, if you have a boy, just enjoy that, because it's only one time you will have that kind of boy personal
You
thing.
have one life to live, so live it to the fully. Make your day is your max day. So
Yeah.
I think we're reaching into this podcast, or we will get in trouble. So this was a small podcast of youngsters and international volunteer in GIC Mērķis. We would love to see you to come and talk about your struggles, your life routine and other things, or if you have any questions for me or for the youngsters, we will do different episodes. Just don't hesitate to share with us. We would love to see you one day here with us, so thank you. Paldies.
Jā, paldies jums visiem!
Paldies!
Paldies.